Hello, I am going to talk about in this video the style guide for CSE, which is used for the hard sciences. APA is used for social sciences, things like anthropology, sociology, psychology. CSE is used for the hard sciences, with quotation marks around that because it's a little bit pejorative. And if you don't know that word, you should look it up. PERJ is how it begins. And CSE is used for things like biology, conservation, medicine, and the citation style guide, as I said in my announcement, can be found on the library homepage in the bottom left corner. You'll want to click on the CSE style guide, and then you'll want to print it. So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and hit the space bar right now, which should pause the video, and you can go print that and come back, because I'm going to be referring to that document for the rest of this video. So one of the things I like to do is walk students through some of the ways that this citation style can give students trouble. I've got some notes at the top, but this is what you should be looking at, is the CSE citation style guide. And these are my notes for how to make my phone number invisible when I'm calling students. If you need this, there you go. Those are the things you hit. We are, first of all, take note using journal article in print or from a library subscription service database. So you need to be using on the second page the journal article example pretty much for everything you're going to turn in for this class, because that's what you're limited to using in this class. We are practicing using that form of information because it's brand new to us. Obviously, if later down the road, when you're writing your paper, you end up reading a book or using a website, you would use the citation example that's appropriate to that. But I'm going to go over the ways that students screw up the journal article, because that'll be the bulk of what you do. Please notice that all the lines of the citation are left justified. At no point in CSE do we indent anything. Notice that only the last names and then the initials of the authors are included. But unlike APA, you don't use any punctuation with those initials. So Miller Rushing is the person's last name. There is not a comma. There is his or her initials, AJ, but there are no periods after those initials. And then the comma we have separates the first author from the second author. But unlike an APA, there's no ampersand to indicate the list of authors has concluded and now here comes the last one. It's just a list with a period at the end of it. Please note that the date comes after the author's names. In other examples of CSE, you'll find this is not where the date lives, but we're all using this citation guide because that's the one we all have access to, and so that's where your date belongs. It is generally just the year, but it belongs after the author's names. Please note that the article's title does not have any capitalization other than the first word of the title, and if there happened to be a proper noun in the title, like the word China or the word John, then that would be capitalized as well. But other than that, it's just the first word of the article title. Notice that the journal title does have standard capitalization, does not use abbreviations. So some examples of CSE you find will use abbreviations for the journal. You don't want to do that. You want the entire word. And there's no italics, there's no quotation marks, nothing. After you have the title of the article, of the journal, you have numbers there. 93 is the issue number. 11 is the volume number. There's nothing different about those other than the issue number is in parentheses. So whereas in APA, you would have one italicized and one not, that's not the case here. You do have a colon after the volume and issue number. And after that colon, you have the page range. So 1667 through 1674 is the page that the article starts on and the page the article ends on. And you can't have just one or the other. You have to have the entire range. Then notice, please, that there is a period that finishes the citation. If you have any questions about this citation style, please let me know. And I hope this was helpful. Watch it again and again, especially as you get feedback saying that your CSE citations are not making the mark. This video will be how you go through and check your own work.